Hey, what's up everybody? I am your host X-Ray and you're watching a brand new YouTube show. It's called My Good Best Friend. Alright, so check this out. We're going to be discussing politics, religion, different things like that, so we can get underneath your skin and see what the world out there thinks about these different topics that we discuss here. Okay, once again, let me just say that all the guests here on the show are cool people, you know what I mean? Regular, everyday people who's are very passionate about what they believe in. So, and if you're passionate about what you believe in, please don't be shy. Make your comments, either video comments or write a blog. And I will definitely take your show topics and ideals and work with them. All right. But in the meantime, let's get to our first brand new topic, brand new segment with two best friends, Todd and David, are going to discuss and be talking about politics and religion. Once again, you're watching My Best Good Friend. All right. So I am your host, X-Ray. And check this out right now. The show and the debate start right now.
Most countries have laws against it. And there's a reason, because with the advent of prostitution, people will make and can be manipulated into making bad decisions, which runs them into a life of this. This has repercussions that are not only existent to the person that actually are committing the crime, but it has social ramifications that extend beyond by breeding immorality in a culture. There's a reason why governments suppress immoral behavior when they can. It's because it is beneficial to society as a whole. If you allow immoral behavior to run rampant, what it does is produce a general immorality that affects all of society. In other words, it is not immoral for morals to enter government.
Okay, but I mean, I hear that comment or that response, if you will, but I hear that, but then I say you got people who drink alcohol and drunks and who kill people. So I mean, how's that any different than somebody going to rent a prostitute? How's that different?
Excellent question.
How's that different?
No, that is not an excellent question, because sexual sins have a greater ramification than drunkenness.
Says who?
Ray, can I just say, I would rather be on the road with a bunch of guys that had just visited prostitutes than a bunch of guys who had just been drinking for 6 hours.
Right, because at least you are tired and go to sleep, right? Okay.
Well, I don't believe that's a good argument.
Here again, we're entering into this idea that we know best what should happen with society. And, you know, I don't approve of prostituting oneself or going to a prostitute, but there are many legal forms of prostitution. Politics is one. Some would say employment is another,
yeah,
where you're renting out your body for 8 hours a day to do a certain
without
task.
any payback until the end.
That's a bastardization of this entire argument. You know, to expand a word so that it has no meaning. Prostitution, in the context that I'm talking about, it has strictly to do with sexual immorality. And if he can't limit his conversation, then I think he really needs to get into another debate.
Hugh Hefner, I believe, has...
He's rich too.
Hugh Hefner has, I think, 3 girlfriends right now and at once, all of which are probably under the age of 30, okay? Now, they're having sex with him because he's so hot.
And each other.
You know, because...
And each other.
No, the reason why they're having
he's
sex...
so hot? No, because they're getting paid, okay?
Capitalism, right?
Yes. No, but it's freedom. Freedom. Now, unless you are prepared to set up government sanctions against, you know, gold digging, I fail to see how that's any different from prostituting oneself, except for the length of time of the date.
What's up everybody? Thank you again for watching my show. You just got through watching Todd and David discussing prostitution, alcoholism, and sins. Which one is the greatest sin and which one has the most effect in today's civilization and societies, okay? But anyway, that's a good debate, and you just got through watching My Good Best Friend, and now I'm going to talk to you about this trophy right here. Those two debaters are trying to win this trophy, okay? But in order to win that trophy, you must win 12 debates, which is very hard to do, but one person is going to walk away with this trophy right here. So please make sure you call in or even log in to vote for who you thought won this debate, either Todd or David. David was the one in the hat with the red T on his hat, and Todd was the guy with the bright smile and the white t-shirt. All right, so please don't be shy. Go ahead and request who you think should have won this debate. But in the meantime, okay, I want you all to relax, all right, and stay tuned for the next show. Once again, I'm your host, X-Ray, and you just got through watching My Good Best Friend. Mwah. See ya. People.